It's always tough on me on the intros, man. Okay, all right. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah. What's cracking, world? It's your boy Joshua Q. Castro, and we're here with episode 14 of the ZosCast podcast. And today's guest, man, I'm extremely excited about. I'll be the first to say, never knew who this dude was. Now that I see him, I know I've come across him here and there. But this guy is a wonderful, a great graphic artist. He's done a lot of work for professional athletes in the U.S. that we're definitely going to talk about. He plays leadership roles with a lot of organizations here on the island. And he is, oh man, see, I knew I was going to mess up. He's the big dog at graphic arts at IT&E. I'll let him explain. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Norman De La Rosa. De Rosario. Oh, shit. See, I knew it, man. Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
Del
good.
Rosario.
De Rosario. Okay. See, I knew it, man. You know, my heart's pounding right now. My mind was going nuts. Like, okay, I got to get this right. But, oh, well. Now all the butterflies are out. But welcome to the show, my brother.
Yes. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity because I can say that this is gonna be the first ever tell all story about myself and
Okay.
about the journey that I took.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and just real quick, man. So it was it the Miss Earth? I'm sorry, Miss Northern Mariana's Earth. I
Yes.
think that's when we started communicating, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then off of that, showed me your work, man. And honestly, I was just freaking blown away. And as soon as I get my computer going, we're gonna pop it up here on this screen. But I'm telling John here, like, man, I feel like your work should be on freaking professional trading cards, man.
Thank you.
Like when I look at it, I think Upper Deck, Russell, all these tops. I'm like, dang, man. So you're so you live here on Saipan now. Were you here throughout your life, or are you originally from Saipan?
Actually, I arrived in Saipan 1995.
Okay.
It was a year after my graduation in college.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was a working student then. So basically, I'm already working in advertising agency before I graduated.
Okay. And then you graduated with it was, dang, you told me what it was. Say it
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Actually, I was a fine arts student.
Fine arts. There you
Yeah,
go.
major in advertising
Okay.
at Philippine Women's University.
Oh, okay. Were you the first male to graduate?
No, actually, fine arts is one of the courses that is co-ed on that university, and it's one of the best fine arts colleges in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. So is that where the dream started, or was it before all that?
Actually, no. I had a goosebump when you mentioned that this is the 14th episode. Actually, everything started when I was 14 years old.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer actually in regards to being an artist because it all started with curiosity. I was in high school, 14 years old, and I had this classmate. His name is Dante, and he won in an international art competition, and he traveled to Israel.
Oh.
So I was asking myself, can I do that too? Just simple curiosity. Maybe I can do that too. Then it all started there, and I asked him, "Oh, so where did you learn? Doing drawings, paintings." So I went to the same school that he went to,
Okay.
and good thing is I won numerous national competitions, but I never had a chance to win something like him, like an international tournament international painting competition that made him travel to Israel.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, when you say art, you're just drawing with a pencil?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm using pencil, ball pen, oil pastel, oil paint, acrylic, and all those stuffs, watercolor.
I
The
see.
traditional artwork.
Nice. Now, what was your preference at the time? Like, were you just drawing cartoon characters? Were
No,
you drawing scenery?
I love oil painting.
Oil
Yeah,
paintings.
it
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah, it was really a passion of mine because during that time until this day, I'm still big fan of Vincent van Gogh. So I'm most of the styles that I was doing before are impressionist. So
I see.
yeah.
Cool, cool. So that kind of carried on from 14 throughout your high school years and
Yes,
then on
yeah.
to college.
Actually, after going into my senior year in high school, because I was an athlete first before an artist.
Okay.
Then the curiosity again was like, what if can I be an artist, moving on to my life and forget about being an artist. I mean being an athlete, because I played multiple sports when I was in high school. I was a varsity baseball player,
Okay.
softball player, and volleyball player, which actually given me supposed to have given me a biggest opportunity to play college volleyball with full ride. Yeah, I was offered the
Wow.
full ride. I'm ready to go. And then that curiosity kicks in. I think I want to focus and concentrate on fine on
Art.
on arts. So that's when imagine it's like 2 weeks before the school opens, and I pull out my papers at that university and I transferred to a different university and took up fine arts.
Dang. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me get this right. So you had a full ride scholarship
Yeah.
to play volleyball at
Yes.
any school in the
Yes.
PI.
No, it's for Far Eastern University.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you declined that because of the curiosity of art.
Yeah, actually, I pulled out. It's not. Yeah, they already offered. My papers is there. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go to school.
But you just said, you know what?
Yeah.
This art thing is, I'm very curious about it, so let me go ahead and take that route.
Yes.
And then it brought you to the school that you graduated from.
Yes.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot. Again, like I was telling you earlier, some of the folks know, some of the fans know, like, I rarely do research for situations like this, like, this is really freaking me out, or like, it's really cool, to hear it firsthand, but dang, that's what's up. So you graduate, while you were going to school, in fine arts, did you have a clear goal in mind, or was it something that you just kept kind of building up on and then just figuring it out as you went along?
Actually, my thinking before was, I'm going to enjoy the ride. I'm going to enjoy the process and the journey, and like one day at a time. But I'm already dead set on my mind that this is the path that I want to go to
Gotcha.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so you never looked back on that volleyball scholarship?
Never
No.
look back. Never played.
Oh,
As in,
dang.
like, never played.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
They didn't
like-
have a volleyball team at the fine arts school? No.
No.
No, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, so you're already dead set on what was going
Yes.
on. Were you kind of going into that school? Were you just what am I trying to say here? Like, were you exposed to the variety of art that was out there, or were you just sticking to what you were good at?
Actually, in addition to that, why I am so dead set of being an artist, a lot of people, especially elderly, the elders in the Philippines way back, all the people that I asked, like, and all those people that, ask me, what do you want to be, when you grow up, or what you're going to do, after you graduate. I said, I want to be an artist. And every single person that I ask, they always say, there's no money on it. You're not gonna live. You're not gonna survive. So that makes me more
Motivated?
persistent,
Okay,
and and motivated that I'll prove them wrong.
Yeah. And that falls along the lines again, of what this podcast is about.
Yes.
It's that untraditional mind.
Yes.
It's the crazy people, quote
Yes.
unquote, that think they could take something that's uncommon and be successful
Yes.
at it and make a living off of it.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how long was that program? How long was the fine arts program?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
a four.
year?
Yeah, it's a
4-year
4-year.
college?
Yeah, it's a 4-year degree, and
Okay.
and then I while I was at in college, I'm actually working in an advertising agency, and I also had a chance to work at Metropolitan Museum of Manila,
Okay.
where one of my biggest like dreams during that time is to see Michelangelo's artwork.
Oh,
And while I was there, we had this exhibit. It's I think it's the I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's the
it's like an art
yeah,
exhibit.
it's they're bringing the artworks from Museo de l'Homme. So during that time, I have to, because it's most of the people that will be coming are like Italian. So
Hmm.
I also had to study some Italian,
Artwork.
yeah,
Yeah.
Italian languages just to
Oh.
interact with them, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Do you speak Italian?
Just a little.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just just those basic. Because my job there at Metropolitan Museum is not art related. It's more on we're the guys that handles the installation of paintings, installation of
Oh,
artwork.
okay.
So basically the like why it's why we always do the length or width, because in art world, when you set up an art piece,
Hmm.
it should always be the length and the width. So when they give you measurement, even though the artwork hasn't come in, you
Yeah.
already visualize this is gonna be on this is
I
gonna be
see.
on
I
this,
see.
because you already have the measurement.
Dang, but in reality, you were there because you had a passion for art.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Damn, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a 4-year degree, and you graduated in '95. You said
94.
94.
Yeah, and then I came in here in
You
95.
came. Okay. What was the reason for you moving to Saipan?
Yeah. It's funny because a friend of mine
Hmm.
has a friend of mine asked me. He's like, hey, I was working in an advertising agency then, and they were like, one of our friend is looking for graphics guy
Uh-huh.
in Saipan. But back then there was an advertising called their name is Taipan Buzel. So I was like, oh, it's the big ad agency. So I was like, okay, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then when I went they give me the address, and I was like, why is it agency? Why it's travel agency? So I was thinking I was supposed to be an ad agency. And then I said, oh, I remember, because Taipan Buzel was a big ad agency then, and their people always travel. So I was like, oh, maybe because we always travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I just found out it's in Saipan, and I was like, where is Saipan?
Oh, okay. So you never even heard of Saipan?
No.
Oh, okay. Wait.
No.
So what was the transition into art on paper as opposed to art on like graphic design? When was that, or on software?
Actually,
Were you already training in it?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was working in ad agency around 94, that's when those Adobe PageMakers comes
Yeah,
out.
the old school
Corel
one, yeah.
Corel Draw. So those were the times that the digital design started. So I already started working on that one. That's why when I came in here, my job is to do digital works.
I see.
For Pacific Printing Company.
I see. I see. So did you go to school to learn all that, or is that self-taught?
Um, it's a combination of self-taught and just going to a lot of conventions.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah,
Nice, nice. So you just kind of sit in,
yeah,
gather some notes, and then
Yes.
figure it out.
yeah. And during that time, when the digital revolution started, um, it's not like right now that when you design the thing,
Hmm.
when you print it, it's gonna be out ready. During our time, it's like you're gonna print the copy, the headline, and then you're gonna paste it one by one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's great. You know what I thought that's cool, man.
Yeah.
What I thought you were gonna say is because like nowadays, I don't do much with graphic arts, but when I mess with audio, it's just as simple as Googling it or YouTubing it. But this is what in the '90s where that hasn't gotten to that point yet. The internet wasn't where it's at now,
Yes.
and still you kind of self-taught, went to these
Yeah.
conventions and figured it out from there.
yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
So when you got here, you were how long did you stay at the company that you were working for here?
I stayed with them for 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
And then was that helping you progress on your craft as well?
Yes,
with everything
actually,
else
yeah,
going
it
on?
really helps me a lot to progress. But I think the most important thing is that I started to, know more people and know how, how the culture is, and
Mm-hmm.
so I started to incorporate those things that I'm learning, about the culture, about the
Mm-hmm.
island to my artworks.
I see. I see.
Yes.
So you kind of adapted to your
Yes, yes,
environment
yeah.
and figured it out
Yeah,
from there.
because for me it is very important to, for you to know the culture, because you might be doing a design but culturally it doesn't apply, so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They'll look at it differently than
Yes,
yeah
yes,
your
yeah.
scope. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So when you were doing all this, was it just like flyers and stuff, or were you actually messing with pictures and like the stuff that you showed me? Like when did all that
Yeah,
happen?
yeah. With Pacific Printing, I was doing forms.
Oh, okay.
Forms, business cards,
Okay. The
and
simple stuff, yeah.
and some advertising stuffs, but
Mm.
it's not really, it didn't started, with that kind of, oh, this is what I'm capable of. But along the way, I started, telling my employer that, we can do this, we can do this, we can, and they were like, oh, maybe we should start adding that into, to the services that, we can offer.
Yeah.
And I even remember doing, those billboards, those road construction signs,
Yeah.
those, yeah, I did that too.
Oh, for real, the
Yeah,
orange
yeah,
diamonds, yeah.
yeah. When I was there, because I was like, I'm thinking of, because I always think of something. How can I help my employer too? It's not like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, 2 weeks I'll get my paycheck, I'm happy. But
Mm.
I'm more happier if I know that I'm also bringing something to the table that will
Gotcha.
help the employer.
Yeah, yeah. It brings some type of satisfaction towards
Yes,
you. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Dang, that's cool, man. Cause somewhere along those lines too, you got into photography.
Y-
You,
yes,
kind
yeah.
of, sorta.
Yeah, because actually photography is part of the fine arts.
Oh,
My
okay.
fine arts class, I had 2 years of photography class, cinematography class, and filmmaking class. And back then, when I was in Manila, I did a few Super 8 films. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, nice.
Because, I don't know, for some reason, if I find some extra hours or extra time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look for something that I can learn.
Uh,
And I saw an advertising on newspaper back then that, oh, the German Institute is offering a film class, Super 8 film class, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
try it out.
I'll do it. I'll
Yeah.
try it, and I tried it and I enjoyed it. So basically, those are the foundations that I can say that help me where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at right now, because those are those little things that build up,
Mm-hmm.
for me to have a solid approach on graphics.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, is there any videos online like the old school ones? No, I
No,
want to see that, man. No,
no,
cool,
yeah.
cool. So, man, how did you? So all this was going on. So almost on a yearly basis, you're just perfecting your craft, getting better every year.
Yes.
Um, John, you got it all set up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry, guys. I was having trouble with my computer, so we finally got some pictures up here, though. Damn, dude. Okay. See, man, I'm telling you, this is the stuff I'm talking about, man. This dude, you're like behind the scenes making all this crazy, crazy graphic designs. But my question was gonna be from when did all of this stuff start? Like as far as we'll get into some more. As far as taking athletes, making cool ass backgrounds, all see all this stuff. Damn, man. Telling you guys, man, trading cards, freaking quality here. But I mean, because my guess is back in the day you weren't making advertisements like this, yeah.
No.
So did that just come as part of the process, or was it something that you really wanted to do and eventually taught yourself to do it?
Actually, it started with, yeah. But going back to that Kobe Bryant,
Uh-huh.
I can say that this
This
is
one right here?
this is the hardest design that I ever created. Not because of how did I do it, but the emotions,
Oh, okay.
the emotions,
Yeah, yeah,
when, because I basically, like grew up, my sons idolizing Kobe,
yeah,
like that's why, creating this one, if you will see how many layers was this on Photoshop and how many versions of this,
yeah.
it's a lot because every time I started, just to crop him, man, it was an emotional journey.
Yeah, so this is one of your
Yeah.
you're like emotionally attached to
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah. But going back to the process,
Mhm.
it's like what you said, I love trading cards.
Mhm.
When I got here, the first thing that I ever started collecting was trading cards.
Mhm.
Back then you can, across Jot and Dandan, there's a small
Okay,
beauty
I know what you're
parlor
talking about. Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a beauty
I
parlor,
think
but they sell
cards.
trading
Yeah.
cards. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think there was one too, like where Zori is. Was that a like
Yes.
going to it right? There was like a
Yes.
card
Yes.
store there. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and Fish and Taco. Did I have cards?
And then the one upstairs, up in Bobby Cadillacs before, there's a
There was a place up there.
Yeah.
Okay, that one I don't remember. Well, okay. But anyways, yeah, it was like old school stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so when you saw those, you were you
Yeah.
kind of wanted to get into
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
That curiosity kicks in again. So,
Yeah.
I think, can I do this? Or
yeah, yeah.
maybe I should try. But during that time, it's not yet there.
Mhm.
I'm just, browsing around.
Yeah.
Because I think that time I'm more into something else. More a different what do you call this? Different graphics that I have in mind.
Mhm.
So this one came in on the later part.
I see. I see. You ever get paid to do stuff like this on island?
Actually, regarding that, I am, I'm basically doing stuffs for, like right now, most of the sports athletes and national teams, like this is for this campaign was for the Philippine women's national team
Okay.
when they are when they're competing in Asian Cup,
Okay.
and it's a World Cup qualifier for them as well. So the national team decided that, we want to do a full blast, graphic campaign, social media. That's when they tap me in. So
Yeah.
basically, most of the stuffs that I do are, through people that wants content,
Mhm.
but not just content like photos. Because like right now, it's the social media craze,
yeah, yeah.
and also
Everyone has a camera
yeah.
now.
And the thing is, with social media, it can make you or break you.
Mhm.
So some of those sports agencies are now offering it to those collegiate teams, collegiate athletes, to handle their social media. So now not only they handle they handle their financials, or which team they're gonna go to. Now they're also offering
I
social
see.
media.
I see, like an
content.
agent strictly for social media stuff.
Yes, yes.
I
So
see.
that's where I come in. It's
Yeah.
like I'll provide you content, like like for game day, they want to post Dodgers versus Astros, so those designs come out. Yeah.
Wait, so okay, hold on. There's a lot of questions here. So first off, how did they find you to begin with? Like, how did they know that this is what you do and that you live out here?
Actually, like I really don't believe in a lot of, because in Twitter world, a lot of people are very happy. Oh, I have a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Oh, I followed a lot of people. But for me, same thing with how I choose my friends. It's just
Oh, okay.
close knit group, and I think I'm just lucky enough to be connected with the right people
I
at the
see.
right time, and
So it was through your networks
Yes.
that these guys got a hold of you. And then second, do you work with these guys? Like, do you work with the actual athletes or their agents?
their agents.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
there's a middleman, but dang, that's still crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But there are some athletes that I work like directly. Like
Yeah, let's speak on that.
yeah, when Felipe Nover was in the Ultimate Fighter, I saw an episode. He ate balut, so I was like, it's like, oh, he's my kababayan. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I should, I'll try to message him. No harm. If he doesn't answer, then it's fine. If he do, then great. So I messaged him. I started messaging him. It's like, hey, I'm a graphic artist, and with what you're doing is, as a Filipino, I'm so proud of what you're doing, because you're putting us up, out there in the map.
Yeah.
And then I offered, like, maybe we can collaborate with with an artwork.
Yeah.
And that's when it started to for me to jump into the next Filipino guy, Mark Munoz.
Mark Munoz, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's when, because with connection with Felipe Nover.
Yeah.
Oh, when I approached Mark Munoz,
Oh, there you go.
Filipino Reggae Machine. So
Dang,
when
that's sick, dude. Oh,
so so when I approached him, it was like, oh, I Felipe has some good words about me. And,
Yeah.
And we started with, I remember my first project with Mark Munoz was the logo design of his gym, Rain Training Center.
Okay.
And then from then we started. Oh, I have a fight. Oh, I have a like a wrestling clinic coming up. Can you help me out? So that's where all it started. And then from then, started connecting. I did an Anderson Silva desktop wallpaper, and those guys.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, so with Felipe Nover and Mark Munoz, you were talking to them,
Yes.
like one-on-one.
Yes.
There's no agents, no nothing.
No, yeah, we constantly,
Damn,
until
nice.
now we constantly communicate. Once in a while we got like projects here and there.
Yeah. Wow, dude, that's hella cool, man.
Yeah.
So through Felipe, did you only do one artwork with him? And
I did a multiple ones. That's
okay.
why, if you remember, during the guerrilla warfare
Yes.
MMA,
He came here, yeah.
because I brought him here.
Oh no shit.
yeah.
Okay, damn, I didn't know that.
So I was like, I was talking to Jeff Boyer. Then it's like, hey Jeff, you want to bring in a UFC fighter in your event? It's like, what? Really? Yeah, I can bring Felipe Nover, and then we brought him here.
Nice. And was that the first time you guys ever met?
No, we've been chatting already. We've been talking for a few months.
No, but met in person?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
the first time,
Yeah. It's almost like a pen pal.
Yeah.
And then you guys finally meet.
Yeah. Majority of those guys that you will see on the slides, I met them, and then majority are, like pen pal.
Yeah. Just kind of communicating, sending artwork back and forth.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool, man. So through these guys, you created a network.
Yes.
Within that.
Yeah.
And then do they post these pictures up?
Yes.
They do on their social medias and stuff.
Especially Mark and Felipe, they've been very supportive, and they've been giving some good words.
Yeah.
With other fighters and stuff like that.
I see. And was it through them that you got in contact with the other professional athletes?
Some are, and
some, okay.
some are are again through my persistent.
I see. Yeah, I mean, dude, what you just said, you basically just it's a shot in the dark, but it worked. Yeah, and
it's like here's the thing, it's like, this is what I can offer. And if you like it, then we can move forward. Then if you don't, then maybe I need to go back to the drawing table and start learning.
Figure it out from there.
Because for me, it's like I've been telling the younger guys that graphic design, when you get into graphic design, this is a continuous learning process. It never ends. Every day I learn new stuffs. So if you think that I can do this, I can do that, I'm good, it's not gonna fly.
You gotta keep up with it.
Yeah.
How long does something like this take to make, like just the hours you put in all together?
With this one, I think it's like less than an hour or an hour.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, because
I thought it was gonna be some pretty big number, but okay.
No, but because the thing is, it's always been like that. A lot of people, like let's say they will ask me, how much you're gonna charge me for this, right?
Yeah.
and then how many hours, for you to do this. When I say, less than an hour, so they will think that, oh, then it should be just this amount. But the thing is, they should understand that the reason why I can finish that in less than an hour, or I can finish that in an hour, because I put in years.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
put
No,
in years to
I
to,
feel
to,
you.
to
Yeah,
train, to
yeah,
practice,
yeah.
so that that's why I can come up with that artwork in an hour, or
Yeah.
or less.
No, because I feel like it's like that with a lot of stuff on the islands,
Yeah.
man. Like, you know, I know myself too. I did that here and there. Like, hey, come on, bro, give it to me for free, this and that, or whatever. Give me a discount because I'm family. But then, as time progressed, I realized, like, man, just to get to a certain point in your craft,
Yes.
yeah, forget the hours, like you just said. It's the years that you put in, the
Yes.
commitment.
Yeah.
The nights that or the restless nights.
Yes.
The days that you're just tired, but you got to keep going. Like, that's the stuff that you can't really, or people don't see that you're putting a price tag on.
Yeah.
So definitely, but that's cool. So something like this would take you about an hour.
Yeah. Same thing as
Yeah.
same thing with athletes.
Mhm.
You put in a lot of, a lot of people think, oh yeah, he's good, but you should also realize how much time, how much
Yeah.
effort, how much sacrifices
Sacrifice, yeah.
they made for them to reach that, certain
Yeah.
degree that, oh, they're ready.
Yeah, yeah.
So same thing with graphics. I always try to make sure that I will create something every day.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, oh, I don't like it, it's fine. I'll create something. It's like constant. Every day you have to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do work like this, like, where do you get your ideas from? Like, do you take like bits and pieces off of different artwork and create your own, or is it just something that you just sit down, you put a picture on, and then from there it just builds?
Because like my like for this one, my process, I was like, I saw a picture of him, Larry Nance, dunking, and I was like, that's where it started. I started
Okay.
visualizing. So, my advice for younger graphic designers,
Mm,
before you even start creating, make sure you already visualize what do you wanna achieve.
I see.
What do you want? What's your goal? It's like you already lay down what color palette you want to create. Because if you will start thinking of that on the process, that will take hours.
Yeah, and you'll be all over the place
Yeah.
probably too. Yeah.
It's like you will be deleting a lot of layers before you can even decide which font. So for me, before I start something, before I start doing like this one, I already know what content I want, what font I want, what what color palette I want. So yeah, so that
see.
makes it faster.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Man, because I'm telling you, like I said, dude, this is just, it's mind blowing, honestly. I'm not too, let me see, how do I say this? So, like, I've had Adobe Photoshop and I tried messing with it. And I'm telling you, it didn't last but an hour to where I was frustrated. And this is like this day and age where I'm just Googling, I'm YouTubing stuff,
Yeah.
And yeah, like just to see something like this, finished product, I would think this would take a day, but apparently
Yeah.
once you get to your, once you have all your credentials,
Yes.
yeah, this is something that's real quick. How many layers is something like this on average?
Like 30 layers.
30 layers? Dang, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn,
Yeah.
bro.
It's like for this one, how when I build this one, it's England. I saw this photo, World Cup, and I was like, what's the best landmark, or what's the best England, what they have, to be included in this one? Then you need the London Bridge there,
Oh, okay.
and you got your England
Gotcha.
team. So
Okay. Nice, nice, nice.
yeah.
Dang, that's hella cool. I know you were saying this earlier. You're part of a kind of an exclusive group. Is that something you could talk about?
Yes. Actually, it started with, like I said, just I'm so blessed, and I'm so blessed that I am meeting the right people, the right time, because one one day I woke up and I opened up my Twitter account, and then there's this post about we're trying to form a team that will handle the NBA finals. Are you in? It's like, oh, maybe I should try.
Yeah,
Emoji, raise up your hand.
yeah.
And then after that, I got a message like, you have to, oh, thank you for blah blah blah. But when I wasn't sure that time, because when I did the emoji thing,
Yeah.
I think I was the 200 plus
Dang.
that commented,
Yeah.
raise up your hand, right? I was
Did they
like,
say how many people they were looking for?
no, because they didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
It's
Alright.
just like, oh, anybody interested, it's like raise up your hand. And it's like I saw there's like 200 replies. I saw like, I don't know, like I don't know how many likes. And then I got a message, like a DM, and it's like, we've checked your account, and we've seen some interesting designs. So would you be interested, to join us? But with the but we want to see your portfolio.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, at least I had a chance. Or did they message all those
200 plus.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then so I sent my portfolio with them, and after a few days, I got another message from them that, are you up for for a challenge? I said, well, yeah, sure. And they were like, but the challenge is not about how you design stuffs, it's how fast you design stuff. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. So
Yeah.
actually, the NBA finals that we worked on was the last NBA finals that LeBron played for.
The Cavs?
Yeah, against Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, okay.
And I think Golden State won that series. So now back to that thing. It was like, okay, it's like, we're trying to bring you on the team. So I was like, so how many of us? It's like, I just can't remember. I think it's like 14. That's why all those 14 that you mentioned is like, oh,
Oh,
14 episode. I was 14 years old.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. Okay.
And
14 people in your.
and then there's
group.
14 people. It's like, yeah, we have 14 guys. You're part of the 14 guys. But here's the catch. It's like, we're gonna be doing it while the game is on, live. So I was like, so what's the challenge there? Every one of us will only have 15 minutes to create something,
Damn.
and then we will post it. And the thing is, we had a raffle, who will go in first, because of course, man, I don't want to go first. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but the problem of being, I think I was 8th or 9th guy that
Yeah.
will do the graphics. So what I did is, for me, everyone has the will to win, but not so many are, willing to prepare
Yeah.
to go to that battle. So what I did is, um, every night I asked my wife to time me. Okay, I'm gonna design something. Make sure I'm on 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, yeah.
My target was 14. So every day I design stuff before the big day.
Yeah, yeah.
Every night I'm gonna design. Oh, what? Oh, you're about 15. I was like, oh, okay, go back again. So I already trained myself.
Yeah.
I already
Damn. So you prepped up for that moment.
prepped up, and
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, this will be the time, and time difference, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard. So when my time was, I was, oh, okay, you're next. So they will give you a scenario. It's like, oh, okay, I think I don't know if I put it here, but my concept that they gave me was the Steph Curry and LeBron going at each other.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I I practice that because I know it will come out, you know. So, time is they open up the time,
Yeah.
15 minutes. I finish mine 14 minutes and 39 seconds.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick. So you're making these graphic designs for what?
This is for the NBA Finals.
Oh no, but like you're turning it into the NBA Finals, or what?
Yes,
What are
they're-
they using the content for?
They're using it for their social media content.
Oh.
So let's say,
fuck.
you know,
Okay.
yeah. So let's say, oh, you know, the first quarter, this is the score. LeBron dunked on someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So you got to take that image off the TV and then start messing with it from there.
No, we had an access on their photo bank.
Got you. Okay, so
Uh,
you kind of upload a picture
Yeah.
and then work on it from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang,
And,
dude, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, you're watching the game live, and then all the work you're doing
Yes.
is live as well.
Yes, yeah. So we are the backstage people, the
Nice.
behind the scenes. Oh, when they see it, when they post it, there. But yeah,
Dude, okay, wait, hold on, man. You
Yeah.
hear this, bro? Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So all the basically the graphics that's seen during
Yes.
the NBA Finals.
Yes.
This
yeah.
is how it's created.
Yes.
It's a group of people,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, group of graphic designers.
Yes.
They design this stuff on the fly
Yeah.
that quickly,
Yeah.
and you were part of that team.
Yes, yeah. We are
Damn,
14.
bro, that's
and,
cool,
yeah.
man.
And the 13 other guys are from the mainland U.S.
And you're the only one from from this region, basically, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Until now, they're still asking me where's Saipan.
Oh yeah, dude. You
Yeah.
know what would have been cool, man, if you just like one of the pictures, just like subliminally put Saipan somewhere, you know, and have
Yeah.
it blown up. That would be so cool, man.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, what an experience, though.
Yes,
huh?
it is,
And
yeah.
did you do it for every game or just one game?
We just had a one game because what this person that collected this group,
Mhm.
our group was I think he was employed under an NBA. So
I see.
it's just like those social media programs like, oh, why don't we collect this, like what do you call that? How do you call that? Like the reality TV.
Yeah.
Can we try to bring in group of graphic artists?
I
And,
see.
And we were part of that.
It was almost like an experiment
Yeah,
for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, those big companies, big organizations, they have their own advertising agency or they have their own design studio, and and I'm just happy to be part of something.
Hey, dude, that's cool. Are you still part of that group?
We're still communicating. We're supposed to do a World Series one last is it last year? Yeah.
Okay, the
Yeah.
past World Series.
Yeah, the New York Nick is it New York?
Man, I'm not. Sorry, I don't keep up with baseball too much.
Yeah, but it's supposed
The
to
last
be
one,
it's supposed to be the World Series. It's just that I think we had run into some problems, so we decided, oh, let's just do it. Let's not do it, and then
Scratch
we'll
it.
just look for an opportunity again next time.
Mhm.
But we're still constantly communicating because before we post. This is the exciting part. Until now, like for me, before I post something,
Mhm.
I put it on the group,
Okay.
criticize, and you have suggestions, you have comments, because I love people telling me honestly if it
Yeah.
is good, if it is bad.
Like
Because
constructive criticism.
yeah,
basically,
yeah, I love it because it doesn't, criticism doesn't break me. It makes me make me work harder.
Mhm.
It makes me try to be the best version of myself,
Yeah.
and be better than yesterday.
Yeah, and especially if you have peers that are kind of on the same level,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
always
Yeah.
good.
So basically all
Good
the stuff
insight.
that you will see on my posts on my Facebook, on my sometimes I do it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Those are I showed it to them, and they've been very helpful, and those are the guys that I still look up to until now because they're working in an actual one of the guy works for ESPN, so
Damn. Okay. Shoot.
yeah, and
Nice.
and the funny thing is, I'm the oldest. So
Oh, for real?
all those
Yeah.
guys, all those guys that you will see on social media, sports,
Yeah.
business, they're like, like late late 20s, early 30s, and here's a 46 years old guy, and
Yeah.
he's still kicking
Yeah,
it.
yeah, damn, man, still keeping up with them, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that is, man, I'm telling you right, bro, I'm so blown away by that, man. That is so cool that, such a prestige group, would reach out, see your work on Twitter, and then out of the 200 that raised their hand with that emoji, you got picked, that's hella cool, man.
Yeah.
What an opportunity, though, for sure, man.
Yeah, I hope this guy will respond into my.
Yeah. I'll tag him on the on my podcast.
No, but actually, his graphic artist is a good friend of mine. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he started with t-shirt design, and then he ended up being Senator Manny Pacquiao's designer.
Oh, okay.
He's a good friend.
Yeah, you should slip him some stuff and be like, hey, dude, just, 5 seconds, can you just give this to Pacquiao, see what he says about it? Damn, that's cool, man. And you spoke a little bit right now about shirts. That was something, too, that you kind of went with, yeah?
Yes.
What year was that?
Yeah,
I know it was in 2000, yeah?
Yes, yeah. It was the start of the booming of MMA. I had my shirt company called Conflict MMA. It started when I started doing designs for these guys, like Felipe, Mark, doing t-shirt designs for them. So in the back of my mind, I was like, I've been doing shirts for these guys. Maybe I should create my own. And then I started with Conflict MMA, and it was I can say that it was not that long. It was not that short, but I'm happy that I achieved some of my goals, which is putting that shirt into to those professional fighters. Yeah, and it's still up to this day it's still fresh on my mind when I designed and printed the shirt for this kid from Hawaii, Shane Quevedo, and he was BJ Penn's prodigy. He's a grown-up guy now, but it started there. He's half Filipino also. So
you made a shirt for him.
Yeah, I made a shirt, printed. We printed it locally and sent it to Hawaii.
Nice.
And from there, it springs up to design a few more shirts for Hawaiian fighters, and
Oh wow! So you had some of your shirts, multiple fighters in Hawaii.
Yes.
On top of that, Felipe and Marco Munoz.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool because it's Conflict with spelled with a K, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, man, I do remember that. I didn't realize it was someone from here. And there was this Hawaiian store when I was living in Las Vegas, and I think that's where I first seen it. And then later on, I told you Jeff Cloud was probably the first person I've ever heard your name from. And then that's so cool, man.
Yeah, but here's a funny story. We I forgot who, but one time I think one of my friends told me that, hey, I saw your shirt in Divisoria. Divisoria is like a knockoff place, right? Yeah. So I was like, wow, I was like, wow, Conflict is now being imitated,
damn, that's cool.
So I was like, oh wow, it's like I'm happy because he was like, yeah, I went to Divisoria and I know for sure I saw Conflict, with a fake affliction, fake knockout, and you have a fake Conflict.
Dang, that's cool. That's almost like an honor, They're already getting to the point of faking it. They know you're out there. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, I mean, we could stop the podcast right now, bro, and it's so cool, man. But that's a cool story coming from, pencil, pen, and paper all the way to this point to where you're working with professional athletes,
Yes.
That's cool. What because I know you have a regular 9 to 5, but as far as all of this kind of graphics goes, like are you still continuing on with trying to reach out to other folks to try and do more of these? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
How's that going?
I have a day job, a day job that I love. I love, shout out to ITNE.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Sponsor? No.
No, they've been, I honestly, they've been a good employer, and it's a family-driven company.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know,
And they allow you to do all this too.
yes,
Huh?
yes, yeah. Plus, you know, I usually do my work at night. You know, I had some bad insomnia or something. I cannot sleep. So
Mhm.
those are the times I create stuff.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because every day I'm excited to go to work and do my IT and these stuffs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you're strictly on the or graphic designing / advertising side.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. So
yeah.
this is what you do
Yes, yes.
all the time. Does that give you the opportunity to teach others your craft?
Yes. Actually, ITNE has this great program. It's
Mhm.
the summer internship program, and I had a few graphic designers, graphic interns that's been working for us through the years, and I can proudly say that we have produced some of those graphic artists that are now exercising or working in a company and doing graphic design works. So
Yeah.
yeah, I remember majority of my interns back then, they're all now working in graphic design world.
Nice. Nice.
That's why when for interview when
Mhm.
when we have this group of young high school kids, and they're applying to for marketing, for internship, I always ask the always ask, is this something that you wanna go on along the way, or you just want this for just for summer?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reason why I ask that is that because if if I will bring you under my wing, I will make sure that I will if you decided that if you answer to me that, oh, this is what I want, I'll make sure that you will have all those tools that you needed,
Mhm.
to
Pursue it.
yeah, to
Yeah.
pursue
To
it.
go farther with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I see
And
what
but
you're
if
saying.
you are just if
If
you're
it's
gonna
just a
tell me, yeah,
phase.
if you're gonna tell me that, oh yeah, just hobby, then I'll teach you those stuffs that is good for being a hobbyist
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
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 So there are some those not so secret easy peasy graphics, and and then the secret ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one in the
Yeah,
vault.
because
Yeah.
I kind of I don't believe in as for me, like, you're a graphic designer, I'm a graphic designer, I consider you as competitor. I don't believe in competition, simply
Mm.
because we have different dreams, we have
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
goals, we
Definitely.
have different um, things that we want to accomplish in life.
Yeah.
So but if we're gonna be talking about competition, then definitely I will give you a run on your for your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Because I'm a competitive person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's why it's funny. It runs in the family,
Mm.
because we play sports. We still
Mm.
play sports. My son is a soccer player. He plays sports, and then my wife, and a lot of times we kind of don't like the idea of, oh, it's just a game, oh, it's just for fun.
Yeah. Like no, damn
then
it.
then why are we keeping up scores, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, it's just yeah, I can say that my kids are laughing now, and that I brought it up because it's always been a family thing, that if it is a competition, it is a competition.
Yeah.
If we lose, you will see it in our face.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you touched on it a little. And another thing that also surprised about your story is your son. And right now, he's currently playing in a Division One college in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
It is
yeah,
a.
go ahead,
It is
explain
a.
more.
Yeah. He plays in a university soccer club. It's the Northern Kentucky University, but he was. I can proudly say that he was the first CNMI born and trained soccer player that was recruited to play college soccer.
Damn, bro.
It,
That
it
is a title right there, man.
but it is because of the reason why I'm so proud of it, because I've seen the sacrifices. I've seen the late night workouts and stuff like that. He missed lots of important events in our lives. You know, like let's say, oh, you know, it's let's say it's tomorrow is my birthday or tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Oh, but if he has a training, he has a training.
Yeah, and he goes.
He will skip
yeah.
that. Oh, we have a birthday party to go to. Oh, I have a practice.
I see.
You know,
yeah.
so and then and one of the funny thing is, um, during his younger years, me and my wife already asked him, is this something that you want to do, moving forward? And he is dead set that, oh, I want to play. And during that time, I was thinking, Saipan is too far for a scout to come in and watch his game. So during those time when he was still young, I'm always filming. And
Getting footage of him.
and I think a lot of parents were like, look at this guy, he's like, wow, what's up with that, so. But I'm already also said that if these scouts cannot come here, maybe his video can.
I see.
So those years that I've collected, those videos, we put it in a good use when
You sent it off to certain scouts.
yes,
And they
in
recruited
certain
him,
colleges,
Yeah.
So I told them that we're from Saipan, we are a United States territory. My son is U.S. citizen, so
Yeah.
eh,
No, I remember because you sent me a couple of YouTube links,
yes,
and dang, I forgot the name of the show or the channel is, but I remember it was this guy that was ranking soccer players from around the world,
yes,
and your son was ranked in that. So I'm gonna say this, but the first thought was, who is this guy? Is he even credible? I'm talking about the person ranking. And then I look at his views, man. It's almost at 1 million views, that one video. So I was like, shit, in the football or, in the soccer world, this guy's very credible, man. So it was so cool to see. And it says his name and, from North Mariana Islands. And also, you sent me 2 videos. One of them was he gave the island of Saipan a shout out because it was after Typhoon YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool too, man. I was like, dang, okay.
but it was a story. If you remember it was, I think, Typhoon YouTube. My house was devastated. I lost all the windows,
man.
like the doors, and we really got beaten up so bad. So a day after the typhoon, we were cleaning up and stuff, and we called I called my son. He was in Kentucky. That's where he's going to school and playing soccer. And then he said, "Pa, check this link." And I was like, "Man, we're already trying to like pick up the stuffs, clean up the stuffs," and I was like, "No, no, just watch." And I was like, really? Like our windows are open.
Like I got more stuff to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but the best thing is that ITNE was internet and data is working during that time. Typhoon time. We're still up. It was a great time to be in the network.
Yeah. Good plug, by the way.
Yeah. So during that time, I saw the video,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, it's like I think it says like best players in Asia
Yeah,
from
something
every
like that.
country.
Yeah.
And then Northern Marianas, it's like it was my son.
Yeah.
So in that time of of heartbreaks, that it was that time was so hard. We still have that something that will come out as a hope.
Yeah,
that, it
Something
gives
positive.
something positive. It gave us like it gave us like positive vibes that
Mhm.
it was like, yeah, I think we should keep going
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
And then yeah, that was the time, and
Yeah, dude. No, it's so
I
cool.
was
Again,
surprised, and I was like, "How did you find this?" Oh, one of my teammate messaged me, "Hey, Ricks, check this out."
yeah. Oh, wait, so he didn't even know he was
He
on
didn't
it?
know, yeah.
Oh,
He didn't
dang.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, one of his teammates.
Yeah, yeah.
Send him that link, and I was like, "Oh wow."
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah,
'Cause
but during that time when he showed it to me, it was already posted like 3 or 4 days ago, and it already hit like 300, 400,000 views.
yeah, yeah. I think it's closer to 1 million now.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I was just like, damn, bro. Okay. This guy's.
Yeah.
Wait, by the way, what's your son's name? We didn't even get
Yeah,
to
his
that
name
part.
is Enrico. Yeah, he's
Enrico.
one of those graphics there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool, cool. And yeah, hey man, Enrico, if you're listening or watching, bro, like I would love to have you on the show, man. It'd be so cool to hear about all the sacrifices that you're talking about and really see, firsthand, what exactly it takes to become
Yeah, those.
a soccer
See,
player.
I even
now.
have a birthday graphics for him. Yeah, this one.
Oh, there it says Reek's birthday.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, where it says Reeks, Reeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it'll be so cool to hear his story and see what it takes to get to that level, But yeah, man, if you're ever swinging by, man,
Yeah.
hit me up.
But you have to give the credits to the coaches that put in a lot of time in training them. Like those are the people, especially with our fearless leader Jerry Tan, that he's been very passionate about the game, and he gave a lot of opportunities for these kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
that's
cool.
why we have the new pitch in Cobblerville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's talking
Yeah.
that nice,
Yes, yes, yeah.
nice field.
Yeah.
Dang, bro, that's cool, man. It's good to hear the story from you as well, because it just shows that the work ethic within your family is there. I mean, you starting from 14, just keep working on it. Gave up a volleyball scholarship because this was the curiosity. This is the path that you wanted to go through. This curiosity, and then now to see your son being successful in a completely different field.
Yeah.
But it's the work ethic. Different field work ethic that got him to where
Yeah,
he's
same
at.
thing. Same thing with my youngest son. Justin. It's just they're just like I said. We have different goals. We have different. Same thing with them. Enrico's more on the athletic side, and Justin is more on the academic side. He's part of the National Honor Society, and we're proud of his academic achievements as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good, man. A very successful family, man, to say the least.
We're just competitive family.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I want to see you guys play a pickup game.
No one can surpass the other one. It should always be like, I want to beat, beat my big brother. Oh, I want to beat my younger brother. So yeah, it's always been like that.
That's good, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. So man, wonderful story, by the way. I just I know I'm repeating myself, but again, I didn't like I said from the jump, I didn't even know you existed, man. And then, and you had all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
The whole NBA thing, I'm still blown away by that. Now I'm gonna be watching NBA games completely different now, because I'm gonna be like, dude, Norm was doing one of these, bro. So that's hella cool, man. Okay, we'll get to it eventually, to all your where they could get a hold of you and stuff. But as you know, I put out on my Instagram, I gave folks the opportunity to ask you questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it cool, man? There's actually a heavy amount, man. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. There's a pretty good amount. So.
Okay, cool.
How many questions, John?
About
10.
10.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
About 10. Yeah. And again, if
I
you
need
don't.
my second water now.
Okay, there you go. If you don't want to answer, that's cool. But I didn't read every single one, but I was skimming through it, and it looks like they're legit. Yeah. they're nothing crazy. But all right.
Yes.
Wait, hold on real quick. Are you hot, by the way?
No,
You're
I'm
not
good.
sweating nothing?
No.
Yeah, don't turn this on, bro.
You what?
Yeah, bro. See, man, I gotta figure out some type of insulation to keep all this cold air in, man. But yeah, all right. Anyways,
Okay, the first question is, who's your main inspiration in doing design, photography, and being creative in general?
Okay, in general, I'm I'm as a creative guy. I really look up to Kobe Bryant. Not because he's not a graphic guy, but his philosophy, the Mamba mentality.
Yeah, the work
Like I
ethic,
said,
yeah.
it started with a curiosity.
Mhm.
Same thing with Kobe. Enjoy the journey, and that's has been my mantra. Like
Throughout.
if you call it mantra or I just followed that thing that and always be the better version of yourself from yesterday. So yeah, but in the design world, my biggest inspiration is Aaron Draplin. So if you check him out on YouTube, he's a wonderful graphic designer. He's out of the box graphic designer.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's he's not he's not a sports designer like what I do, but his philosophy in graphic design, like getting into details, and he likes to collect old stickers,
Yeah.
old old buttons and stuff, and then that's where
And you create something out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, as a graphic designer, you want your design to outlive the years
Yeah.
when you created it.
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
that's how he do his stuff. It's like this is an old design, but unto this day it will still be relevant.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
got you. Do you feel you take anything from his I guess his style into your work, or is it just completely different?
It's completely different
Oh,
because
okay.
he's an illustrator guy, but the way the I think one of the biggest influence was his work ethic and how's the process. Same
I
thing
see.
with me. It's like I love going into details.
Mhm.
That's why when one time we were chatting and I mentioned that I did a design, a Kobe Bryant design,
Yeah.
and
Oh, is it on
no,
here?
I'm not sure, but
Oh, okay.
it's too small. I think it's not gonna be seen.
Oh, okay.
It's that small that on his eyes, because I was looking at the photo and I was like, man, his eyes is so fierce.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put something, and I put in some an image of him when he was doing the.
Yeah.
So I put
his
it
eye.
I put it in his eye. So
Dang,
yeah,
man.
but I'm not sure because
Okay.
I just
No, if you find that, send it to me,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Yeah, I'm so intrigued by
so
that.
those are the stuffs. It's
Uh-huh.
like I'm really interested in people that is really into details.
Yeah.
Like for an athlete, Kobe Bryant, Aaron Draplin, and then and then of course the guy that started everything. My classmate in high school, Dante. Man, until now I haven't beat you. I need to win some international painting
Yeah.
competition.
Hey, man, this is, dude, the NBA, that's pretty big. So. Alright.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite colors or color palettes?
I'm Team Blue all the way.
Team Blue, yeah.
No, but no. Actually, it's not really about like the favorite color, because I usually base my color palette on what kind of mood I want to show.
I
Like
see.
for this one, it is the NMI national team. Of course, the color palette will go on the shades of blue.
Because
That's
of the
why,
flag,
you have the white, you have the light blue, the dark, cobalt blue, and all those blues.
Yeah. So just basically, what
It depends, yeah.
Okay, so like what emotion you want
Yes.
to put out there.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you pick.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
All right. What do you feel about edge-to-edge text designs?
Okay, wait, that's a
I think
graphic
I know.
design question.
I think I know who asked that question.
Wait. First off, for people like me, what is that?
Edge-to-edge design is like, let's say,
You want another picture up there?
yes. Can I? No. Wait. Okay, scroll more. Oh, I don't have edge-to-edge. Oh, there.
Oh,
Go back.
the LeBron one.
Yeah, the LeBron one.
Fine, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah,
There you
this
go,
one.
okay.
Yeah, this is
Alright.
the edge to edge. I think with edge to edge, like it touches the actual thing. That's what edge to edge mean? It's like it depends on. I think with sports design, it depends on on what kind of you know image you wanna achieve. But for this one, because I have a small LeBron,
Okay.
I wanna compensate it with a huge James. So when you look at the design, the James, which is edge to edge, it should have been overpowered LeBron, right? But with the edge to edge, I have to make sure that LeBron also stands out. That's when I put those drop shadows. Yeah, those long flat shadows, so
Okay.
that they will be proportionately, aesthetically good.
Okay.
When you look at it. But yeah, edge to edge is kind of tricky.
Yeah, you know what I'm learning right now? It's a completely different language as well. So, but
Yeah.
I get it though. I see what's
No,
going
because
on there.
if I don't put this one, those
Uh-huh.
shadows,
It's gonna look
if
dead.
the James will stand out. LeBron is just part
Just
of the
there.
design.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you look at it now, they're combined.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, edge to edge is tricky.
okay.
But if you do it right, it will be nice. But
Yeah.
it's tricky. That's a good one, Jose.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't give out names, but yeah, go ahead. No, you're good. You're good. Spot on.
This one says, "Who is your dream celebrity? Who you would like to work with?"
Ooh. Pacquiao.
Nah.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Dream celebrity.
yeah, or like or sports celebrity.
Yeah, of course, it's everyone's dream to work with Kobe Bryant. But I'm happy that because I have this saying that a lot of people waited their lifetime to meet their idols, or
Yeah, like
to
their
meet
hero.
their hero.
Yeah.
But I can proudly say I raised mine.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Hey.
I raised mine.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But man, that would have been crazy though if
Yeah.
you could work with Kobe Bryant, and
It's
Oh,
a dream.
damn. Yeah.
It's everyone's dream.
yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do as a judge at Trench Tech?
Counting punches and No,
Oh, is that what you're a
Yes.
judge at? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was a judge at Trench Tech, and shout out to to my bar cook for giving me that opportunity and trusting me.
Yeah.
But with being a judge in a MMA fight, it is hard, because unlike boxing, you're basically the boxing part.
Yeah.
But with MMA, you
Everything.
have a lot of things going on. So, as a judge, for me, it's most importantly is who controls the game, who controls the fight.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, for fighters, you don't leave it on the judge's hand.
Yeah.
So if you want to win, knock that guy out.
yeah.
You know.
So are you a pretty big MMA fan?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
oh,
yes,
okay.
And I'm stoked that Cookie's trying to bring it back. So
Yeah. Hopefully, when all this stuff clears out here,
yeah, yep.
definitely.
We have a different fight going on right now, and
Yeah.
NMI, don't lose your hope. We got this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Everyone
yeah.
knows what we're talking about, by the way. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, real quick. Along the MMA lines, who do you have, Khabib or Tony Ferguson or Nurmagomedov?
Tough one.
No, I'm a Khabib guy, so I'm definitely going for him. But I'm just curious to know where everyone's at here.
I go for Tony.
Yeah, you going Tony?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
yeah.
see. Hopefully the fight happens first, right?
Closed door.
Yeah.
Just the two of them.
yeah, exactly. Yep. All right.
Okay. Do you offer your graphic artist services outside of IT&D?
That's a good one.
It depends. But if a project is something that will help the kids, will help the community, then I'm up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember one time, there's this group of kids message me, Mr. Del Rosario, how much to how much you gonna charge us, if we ask you to design a shirt, so, but they were like, we're scared to ask because we've seen some of your works, and I told them that, okay, I'm so expensive, so I'll give it to you for free.
Oh, dang.
Because it's
Okay.
for a good cause.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
got you,
yeah.
got you.
So yeah, I do, as long as it's not the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do stuffs, but most importantly, if it is for a good cause, yeah, you can send me a message, and we will make things happen.
Okay. Well, what if it's something like this? Do you provide that service as well? Like if someone wants I don't know, there's
Yes.
like a basketball player.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So you do.
yeah.
So they could just hit you up and then
Yes.
figure it out from there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay,
Next.
this one says, what is your most rewarding moment as a graphic designer?
Ooh. Do you have one,
Yeah.
or is it a
I-
lot
I-
of them?
No, no, no. Actually, being a graphic designer, because for me, I don't really, when I design stuffs or when I do a project, I don't really pay attention to, oh, he did this. Oh, he will be on. That's why, at the beginning, and even on the, when I commented on one of the, when you started posting that I'll be
Yeah.
guesting, and then and I said that this will be the first
Tell all.
ever tell all thing,
Yeah.
because when I do stuffs, I design stuffs because of my passion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't design it for fame, or
Gotcha.
and so for me, the most rewarding is that when you see kids or youth having a smile when they see the design.
Yeah.
And another thing that is rewarding is when the design inspire people, or when
Oh,
the
okay.
design, because if you inspire people, it will have that ripple effect of, oh, I want to do something inspiring. So
Definitely.
if you created, like, let's say 10 designs that inspire people, imagine that 10 kids that get inspired and inspire other people.
Yeah.
We'll be living in a better world.
Yeah. Damn. That's cool. Yeah. No, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
But how does it make you feel, like when you see like when you were making shirts, like for a stranger to be wearing one of your shirts?
Yeah.
Was that a pretty good feeling, or was it just it's just my shirt?
Oh no, no, I'm very thankful.
Mhm.
And that's another thing, if I see my artwork being, like, shared
Mhm.
or liked, I personally message them, thank you for
Oh, okay.
thank you for liking it, or thank you for sharing it, because it means a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know that there's something that they saw in the design that maybe inspired them, or maybe I don't know, but I'm always thankful. I'm always
Yeah.
thankful for people that supports me, and yeah, it is
Yeah.
important for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I like that answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Mm.
Okay, this is the last question. It's actually a two-part question.
Wow.
The first part is, what is best to prioritize during today's current issues? And the second part is advice for all coaches and players.
Current issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I just posted on my Facebook before I came here,
Mm.
about how about let's start a photograph trend of what makes what makes us happy, or bring joy living in an island, living on this island. And I was surprised there's a lot of photos now being posted,
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
with these times, with this kind of situation, we should also think about, that God is with us, that he's here with us, and for me, having that positive mindset, um So, like I said, I started that, and then, because we should also look into the good side, like,
Mm.
even though we're in this kind of situation, we're trying to do what do you call this, social,
Oh, distancing.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
distancing. But, we should still look where we're living at. Imagine, let's say you're by yourself in the beach,
Yeah.
still living a good life.
Yeah, yeah,
Your home, you should be happy because you have time for your family.
yeah,
Because, we have to accept the fact that we are at work from 8 to 5. Where does your son, where does your family,
mm-hmm.
you know y- gonna fall under, because when you get home you're tired.
Yeah, yeah,
But, now that we have time to be with them, let's enjoy that moment.
yeah,
Let's enjoy the time with the kids. Let's enjoy our time to be with our parents.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but, for me it was, I'm happy that I have, I have my family here. But, I still misses my siblings in Manila, my dad, my
yeah,
mom, especially these times. But yeah,
yeah,
I think we are a resilient people. We are very persistent people, and I believe that, we will get through this.
yeah. And I'll just say for the folks that don't know what we're talking about, there's a coronavirus uh issue, I guess, so
Yes.
to speak, going on as of what's today, the 19th. There's still no positive. 19th, yeah. So as of
Yeah.
March 19th, still no positive cases, but however, we are currently we're taking some steps to
Yes.
ensure that everyone's safety. We're trying to do our best, and that's what he's talking about. Along those same lines too, I've heard stories. I'm one of the fortunate ones that is still working, but I'm hearing from a lot of my coworkers like, this is a good time for like the kid not only get together but cleaning the house. You know what I'm
Cleaning the
saying? Yeah,
house. Yes.
actually do some fun activities. As a
Yes.
family. So definitely stay
Stay
positive.
home.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. That social distancing is for real.
Yes. Yeah.
But what was that? What was
This is the second question.
Yeah.
Second part.
Advice for all players and coaches.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Advice for players and coaches. For players, be coachable.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, you may be the best player in the game, but, if you don't have that right mindset, right attitude, right, because,
Like if you can't be molded.
yeah, no,
basically.
or you know, be a role model to the younger generation. And, if you don't have that, then, it's not gonna go far. Always remember, character, attitude matters, especially when you're an aspiring athlete that wants to go to the next level. It's very important that you have the right character, because, you may, I know everyone's, in social media, use it, as, as your resume.
Mhm.
Post something that you can proudly show to your grandma. Always
Oh,
remember that.
there you
It's
go.
like something that you will post to your, post that, you can proudly show to your grandma, because there's a lot of athletes losing scholarship simply because of a,
Yeah.
s- a, a post that is not appropriate.
Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the coaches, my advice is, I just hope that, for coaches, you everyone should also we should also teach some life lessons, life values, not just how to shoot this ball,
Mhm.
how to do the fadeaway, how to throw a perfect pitch, how to, slide tackle this guy, or how to save a goal. But let's also help them out, because, as coaches, we also have life experience. And
Yeah.
those good life experience, those are the good things, those are the things that we should be sharing to the kids, because everyone looks up to the coaches.
Yeah, and there's some cases too where the kids find comfort more on the field or on the basketball courts than they do at home.
Yeah, that's why NMI is so lucky to have Coach Mita. I can say Coach Mita was the best thing ever that,
Yeah. What sport does he coach?
He's the NMI men's national team coach.
Oh, okay.
And he's our technical director at NMIFA. And and man, he has done a lot. He sacrifices a lot, and he'd shown NMI that even though we're a small island, he believes that our team can win. He believes our team can score because you know of course on the international scene we're the unknowns,
Yeah.
and most of the time in the past, I'm not saying that the coaches back then are not good, but what I'm saying is through the years we've always been defending. That's our game plan. Let's
Yeah.
defend.
Instead of scoring.
Yeah,
That's
but
it, yeah.
when Coach Mita came in, he started doing a lot of attacks, and a lot of people that been in this sports for a long time, they were surprised,
Yeah.
and that's because Coach Mita believed in NMI players.
Dang, that's cool. Okay, I gotta look him up too.
Yeah.
Is the CNMI, or I don't know what the ranking system is, but
We're
is
not
CNMI
we're not ranked simply because we're not FIFA members yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How does that process
Because
work?
we are a member of East Asian Football Federation,
Okay.
and then under the Asian Football Confederation, because FIFA has 8 confederation, and Asia is one of them, and we are hoping to be full member of AFC this year.
Okay.
So, and then after that, we'll be working on the FIFA thing.
Yeah, because you're, and I forgot to mention this
Yes.
too. You're a coach for the.
Yeah, actually, I'm a coach for MP United Football Club, and
Okay.
I'm also one of the executive committee member of the Northern Mariana Islands Football Association.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So that's where all this knowledge is coming
Yes.
from.
Yes, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Dang. Well, okay. Shoot, man. I feel like we covered a lot there, man. I'm so glad, honestly, that you came on, because, again, never heard your story, and then just to get the in depth, and to get the specifics coming from you, like I feel very grateful for having all this, firsthand.
Yeah.
Is there, how do people get a hold of you for anything? Is it just through your Facebook?
Yeah. I have Facebook, Instagram, or
And it's just your name, yeah?
Yeah, Norman.Rosario.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have questions, and like I said, I love sharing the knowledge that acquired through the years. So any graphic designers out there that that wants to learn, wants to get into the next level,
Yeah.
or
Sees this as a long-term goal.
yeah. So just message me, and I will definitely answer back, and share the stuff, because for me, if I will just keep learning and not sharing it, then the learning stops, because how can you fill up if you're already full?
Yeah.
Right?
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah.
Nice.
That's why on in this industry, it is important that you share, because you'll never know that you will meet them along the way. They
Yeah.
will be helping you. That's why my advice is, athletes, graphic designer, or whatever, don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
'Cause you'll never know when you're gonna cross that
That's
bridge
true,
again. Yeah.
It's funny. I said it in one of my other shows, or multiple shows, but I always, when I used to speak to kids, I would always tell them, put in your mind who the person you really look up to, the person that inspires you, the person that motivates you. Now, you don't have to tell me who it is, but just put that person in your mind. And, how does that person make you feel? I kind of get them into that feeling of it. I always tell them, you could be that person you could be that person for another kid.
Yes.
Kind of along the same lines of what you're saying, like, with your knowledge, and instead of holding it in,
Yes.
spreading it out and see where it goes from there.
Mhm.
Like, I like your concept of, the 10 different kids, if 10 different designs inspires 10 different kids,
Yes.
they in turn will inspire others. So that's definitely, something, I love that concept is what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
but
so,
like
that's cool, man.
like for me, just on the side note, Jerry D has been starting to train our national players. By the way, I think they're all listening. Shout out to NMI
Yeah,
Blue.
okay.
Zuzu.
I know. Okay, I know you're talking about, or I've seen his
Yeah.
clips. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So same thing with him. It's
Mm.
like he inspires our players to
Mhm.
work hard. And then like right now, all the leagues are canceled, all the national training are on hold, but he continues to inspire those kids.
Mhm.
And then now they've been posting their workouts at home.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
that's
Nice. Yeah.
what I'm saying about
Mm.
imagine if you inspire one and then that one inspire another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It maybe after how many weeks you have the whole team inspired to do great things.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Did I miss anything along your story? Man, there was so much that you covered. Did I miss anything that was because I know we went straight from your school to your graphic design, and then you did talk about working at IT&E and all that.
I think one thing that we miss is the back then in Manila I was a tattoo artist too. I've been in numerous TV shows, guestings. So
dang, bro, you do everything, huh? Oh shit.
yeah, those are yeah, I think that's one thing that we miss, but it's not really like, not really long career. I just started it.
It was something through art.
Yes,
Then you went into that.
yes,
Nice.
yes,
Do you
yeah.
still do it?
No.
No.
No, yeah. Skin is something that we cannot play around with.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Dang, that's cool. So wait,
that's why when I first came in Saipan,
Mm.
the first establishment that I visited was Edong.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, I was like, where's the tattoo shop? That's when I went to, and we ended up Edong and Fe and the nephew Al are my son's godparents.
Oh, okay. Did he do any work on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I got some
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let's break this down here.
Yeah.
Okay, volleyball player,
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
tattoo artist,
Yes.
graphic designer,
Yes.
football coach,
Yeah.
like a network person, I guess, for
Yeah.
for athletes.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, bro. Like, what a resume, man.
Yeah.
And to have all that and to think again, it sucks I'm saying this, but I never knew you existed. So, but it's cool though, man. Because and in all honesty, that's one of the big parts of this podcast. It's to have folks like you,
Yeah.
again, the untraditional thinker. Because there's a lot of stories out there that people can relate to or can get inspiration from, but it's just they haven't heard it yet or it hasn't been told, or no one has interviewed them from the newspaper or from the news, So I'm hoping that that's what this show does. Is take these stories.
Yes.
Because, dude, man, your resume is crazy, and there's some graphic design or there's some aspiring graphic artists that want to go to the next level but might not know where to turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping now that they hear your story, they know now to contact you, or if they feel like they're struggling and they want to give
Yes.
up, listen to your story and be like, nah, dude, this guy stayed consistent. He gave up a volleyball scholarship that was promising,
Yeah.
He was told that his art will never make money,
Yeah.
and look at where he's at now. And still at your age, and,
Yeah.
that's what you pointed out, at your age, still going at it, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's true passion, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, with just to to tell you honestly, I've been watching this podcast for few episodes now, and
Thank you.
and man, I can say that it in like what I said, inspire one people. You inspired me, with this show. So
Oh, dang, thank you.
that's
bro.
why
I
that's why when
appreciate
you
that.
had Leisha,
Uh-huh.
Miss Earth, and I messaged you, right? And,
Yeah.
And I was even telling you, those, the details and
Yeah,
stuff, because
yeah.
I really enjoyed watching this show, and I would highly recommend, please do more episodes, because
thank you, brother.
man,
Thank you.
it's very inspiring, and
Mhm.
like what you said, if there's a graphic artist that is struggling, they just listen to my. Imagine if you will cover more stories of people,
Mm.
and this will really gonna be good for the island.
Yeah, damn, man, thank you so much. Like I always tell people it's always for the most part the things I do, I make sure I'm happy with it first.
And imagine
But
we don't know each other, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, the first time we met was when I got you from outside,
Yeah.
But I always try and be happy first with what I do, and then that happy level climbs whenever I hear people like you, appreciating it. So
Yeah.
thank you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, like for real, I mean that. And I was telling John early on, and I don't keep repeating myself, but this was the episode that I was excited about because, one, I had no clue what direction it was going, to be honest, and I'm not familiar with graphic design, so all these question marks were popping up. But at the same time, it made it more exciting because this is the genuine.
Yes.
This is a genuine interaction because, like you said, we haven't met each other at all, and then now we're here.
Yeah,
but
and a lot of things that we discuss about is something that is not out there.
Definitely.
I can definitely tell you now that nobody knows I was a volleyball player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you debuted that information here.
Yeah. Or nobody knows I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and
a lot of stuff.
And then remember what we said too when we were communicating after this episode. Your 4th, 5th, 6th cousins are all gonna pop up. Be like, yeah, I know that guy.
I will love every one of them.
yeah, that's cool. But,
yeah.
Before we end, any shout outs? So you did say your accounts where they could reach you, but any shout outs? I know you gave some already, but if you wanted to add on.
I just wanna thank those people that believe in me, and those people that what they call this, that inspired me, especially my parents. I know my dad is listening to us right now. He's in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, I don't have Instagram. I was like, maybe you can ask my sister, and then you can just watch it
Go
together.
from there. Yeah.
So my parents, my siblings, and of course my family, my wife,
definitely,
my 2 boys.
Nice.
And I know that the NMI Blue Azuzu team is listening right now, together with Jerry, Coach Mita, because before we started, they were like, "Oh, Coach, we're grabbing the popcorn now."
Oh, for real? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yes,
thanks guys for that. Yeah.
And of course the Miss Northern Marianas Earth family, they're also tuned in, I believe, for the 2020 candidates, and and of course the company that believe in me for the last 19 years, ITNE. Yeah, they've been a big part of my journey, and the support that they have given me, the trainings that I have attended that I never thought of going. Those are the stuffs that made me who I am today. That's why I'm very thankful for my ITNE family.
Cool.
Yeah,
man, that's what's up, man. Yeah, and you know what? I'll thank you too, man. Thank you guys for making this dude the way who he is today. Because again, man, I'm just very enlightened by everything that's going on, and it's so cool to know that the artwork that we see, came from this island. Came from this dude, and you just overall, man, thank you very much, man, for coming on the show.
Yeah.
I know it was sudden, but you made it. And
but man, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having this show, because it inspires people. Please keep inspiring people, and bring more stories, bring more interesting people.
Yes, definitely.
Because this will go a long way with them. This will be an inspiration. So I'm also encouraging all whoever's listening right now, please stay tuned every Thursday.
Yeah, every Thursday live, and then the video drops on the following Monday.
Please, whoever's listening right now, please watch or listen to this podcast every week. Interesting stories, different people's, different ideas. But I can guarantee you this will be something that you will be gaining a lot. Going through this, this wonderful thing called life.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for the kind words. But yeah, man, please stay tuned. I'm trying my best to stay consistent with the content. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/the ZosCast podcast. And also follow me on Instagram to stay up to date with all my guests. I give you guys the opportunity to interact with them. And there's going to be more untraditional minds on the show. So thanks again, brother.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And I recycle my guests. So hopefully down the line, I'm going to invite you again.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
By that time.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So till next time.
All right.
She shoots. Yeah. How long was that, bro?
Almost an hour 40.
Wow, sorry.
Yeah. No. That's good, man.